Are you a member of Bread Club?
Find out next on Junk Feud.
Oh yeah, welcome to Junk Feud, the podcast about junk food, where we rate and review mystery treats to determine which one will be the undisputed champion of snacks. I'm your host, Mike. Alongside me, as always, Alyssa.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Liz.
Okay, so the other day, I was mindlessly scrolling, as you would call it, and I came across a video, and it said that Apple, like the phone, computer, iPad, that thing.
Sure.
They might be coming out with a car, right? So I was super invested, and I was looking at it.
A car, yeah.
Until I read a little more, and it said that they don't support Windows.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty good. I used my wording and my mind and my comprehension for that one.
Yeah, the Apple car doesn't support Windows. Sure, so it'll have no windows in it. That's the joke. Would you drive like all buttoned up just with cameras, I guess?
Oh, that's weird.
It would be weird, wouldn't it? Well, that was a dad joke, a joke you tell to your dad. If you'd like to submit a dad joke for Alyssa to tell me on the show, you can send it in to us via social media at JunkFeudPod or via email to junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Liz.
Yeah.
Welcome back once again to the world's yeetest podcast.
Very mid, giving them the X super bus and hitting them with the wrist each and every week.
Hey, Super Bus, you added that back in, huh?
Yeah.
Because I guess we did Alyssa Explains It All a while back, and you told me about bussin', which I thought was referring to public transportation, but you told me it was not.
Yeah.
And we are, in fact, Super Bus, right?
Yeah.
Liz, what's going on?
This one is for the boys.
No, that's Super Bass. We're Super Bus.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Liz,
What?
what's going on?
Well, there's a lot.
Yeah, what'd you do last night?
I went to see the Eras Tour movie again.
Again? What do you mean again?
I went, twice.
You've gone twice already to see the Eras Tour feature film, concert movie. We were talking about this a little bit last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, of course, the patron saint of Junk Feud. You just watched her in a super box, talking about Super Bus, in a super box list at the Kansas City Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about the movie. What'd you think of it? Of the Eras Tour movie?
It's super fun.
Uh-huh.
Super loud.
Now, when you say super loud, do you mean like the audio is turned up really, really loud on the film?
Oh, no. The people, the little girls.
The little girls.
The 9-year-old girls.
What are the 9-year-old girls doing in the movie theater at the Taylor Swift movie, Liz?
Screaming their hearts out.
Like at the top of their lungs?
Yeah.
Now, tell me, because I haven't gone. Mom went with you once, and you went last night with...
Friend of the show, Carrie.
Which friend of the show? Oh, friend of the show, Adelia. That's right. Shout out to Adelia. You guys are like, you're down in the front, in front of the screen, like singing and dancing and jumping around and doing things that, generally speaking, you would not be doing in a movie theater otherwise, right?
Yeah.
And this is allowed? This is just okay?
That's Taylor's request.
That's Taylor's request, you say?
Yeah, look.
So it's encouraged then?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So you're trying to tell me that Taylor Swift, via Twitter, has reached, or X, I guess, has reached out to all of the Swifties and told them her request is for them to sing and dance in the movie theater.
Yes.
Unprecedented.
I'm gonna find this.
Now, you also, Liz, dressed up for the show?
Yeah. Found it. This is it. All right, read it out loud, because you're good at this.
Okay, so here's a tweet from Taylor Swift, who is encouraging the Swifties, her fans, to go to her movie, obviously, because she wants it to be successful and popular. And this is how she describes what they should be doing at the show. Let's see. The Eras Tour has been, this is, by the way, me reading Taylor Swift's tweet. Okay. The Eras Tour has been the most meaningful electric experience of my life so far, and I'm overjoyed to tell you that it'll be coming to the big screen soon.
Happy face emoji.
Thank you. Starting October 13th, you'll be able to experience the concert film in theaters in North America. Tickets are on sale now at blah, blah, blah. Eras attire, friendship bracelets, singing and dancing encouraged.
Heart hands emoji.
1, 2, 3, LGB.
Don't. Dad.
If you know, you know. Okay, so Taylor Swift wants everybody to go to the movie to wear... Now, what is Eras attire, Liz?
Like the crazy outfits. So each era has the different outfit,
Okay. Each era. What are the different eras, by the way, for Tay-Tay?
I don't know them all.
So there's a lot of them, right?
There's 13.
13 eras.
It's like Brooke calls debut.
Okay. Shout out to Brooke.
There's like 1989. That's what I did. Speak Now, Evermore, Folklore.
So there's a bunch of eras that are
a bunch.
related to her albums then, right?
Yeah. Well,
and like the
each
different
album is an era.
Yeah, the different characters or reinventions that she's had over the years. And that way, I guess she kind of reminds me of Chris Jericho a little bit.
Oh, you got to relate everything to wrestling.
Well, I mean, pro wrestlers to remain successful and relevant over the course of their careers have to reinvent themselves. And Jericho is probably the best at that, at least among active professional wrestlers today. So yeah, wear era's attire, wear friendship bracelets. Did you wear a friendship bracelet to the... You have a whole bunch of them on now. How many bracelets do you have on right now?
Well, I'm not wearing like the Taylor Swift bracelets.
Right, because you did make a 1989 bracelet.
I didn't make it. Adelia made it.
Adelia, shout out to Adelia again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You're wearing 9 bracelets right now.
Yes.
Are you Johnny Depp?
No.
Steven Tyler? Yeah. I guess he was scarves, not bracelets. Johnny Depp famously wears a lot of bracelets. Liz.
What?
You wore the 1989 era's attire. What exactly did you wear to this, to a movie, by the way?
Okay, so it was this like sequin dazzle top.
Sequin dazzle top,
so it's
sure.
like this white tank top, and then the front has like these long tassels of sequins. Yeah.
So you looked like the Macho Man Randy Savage, right?
Oh my gosh, Dane! Yeah, sure.
I mean, kinda, right?
And then I wore a white skirt, and then I wore like gems going from the left top of my eyebrow down the middle to my nose and to the under eye of my right side of my face. Those are all gems.
Face gems.
Yes.
Sure. And then what else?
And a big white fluffy hat.
A big white fluffy bedazzled trimmed out cowboy hat. Liz, you were basically a pro wrestler going to this show.
Oh my gosh.
You had the Macho Man's bedazzled tasseled shirt and bedazzled cowboy hat. You had face embellishments like, I don't know, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, Demolition, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. There is a lot that a big production like the Eras Tour, like Taylor Swift, has in common with something like WrestleMania, Liz, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what else we have in common with WrestleMania, Alyssa?
What?
Sitting on the desk right in front of us in the Junk Feud studios. I'm looking at it right now, something that you made us pick up from Target today when we were there. Liz, what do you have here on the table?
Skittles Littles.
Skittles Littles. And it reminds me of WrestleMania, of course, because Skittles, a sponsor of WrestleMania historically in the past. What are Skittles Littles, Alyssa?
Okay, so they're basically, hear them? So they're like the tiny M&Ms, like those ones that you get in the tube.
Like M&M's minis?
Yes.
Except Skittles.
So, yeah, that's it.
So these are just small Skittles?
Yeah.
Okay. Skittles Littles, because it rhymes and it sounds fun.
Snackatizer.
So we have a snackatizer today. You did beg for this because you said you get hungry during a show. You don't want to wait until crunch time. You want to try stuff right up front. And today, for you, we've got a little bag of Skittles Littles, and we're going to try them out real fast before we get into the meat of the proceedings here. So
did you get them all?
I got no red. I'm going to need a red in there. Okay. So these are Skittles Littles. Liz, they're not that much smaller than regular Skittles. Well, you only got orange and green. These are just Skittles, Liz. They're barely smaller than regular Skittles. These are like 7/8 the size.
They're tinier.
It says so tiny on the bag.
These are
not so tiny. Skittles are already small.
Whatever.
These are bite size, of course, but they're all bite size. I don't know. Let's try them. I bet they just taste like Skittles if I had to guess.
They do. But they're crunchier.
Yeah, they are actually. So that's a good point. They're crunchier because there's more candy shell than there is gelatinous, chewy filling inside.
And Skittles usually take me forever, and these are easier for me to eat.
Well, the purple ones taste like purple.
They all taste the same.
You think that all Skittles taste the same?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Yeah, why?
You're closing your eyes so you can try to tell the difference. Look, we're going to do this when we do our Skittles show. They do not taste the same.
Yeah, I do.
And we're going to do a blind taste test, but not today. Orange tastes like orange. These just taste like Skittles, Liz.
Well, because they're Skittles.
Skittles Littles.
Yeah, they're Skittles, but they're little. Okay, ready? I'm going to pick a random one out of the bag.
Okay, how are you going to tell Which color you just ate? Because you closed your eyes and ate it.
Because you know.
I didn't see it.
Bruh. Got it?
Uh-huh.
See, I don't know.
You can't tell what flavor you just had?
Green?
It was red.
I did not taste
Unbelievable. Well, we're going to do this for real when we have a real Skittles episode. But for right now, Liz, Skittles Littles, C- for me.
These are so good. What?
I mean, they're good, obviously, because they're Skittles, but I'm disappointed in the execution of the concept. These should be infinitesimally tiny. I mean, like Cocoa Puffs Mini versus regular Cocoa Puffs size. So how was your snackatizer there, Liz? So good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this, Liz. We've got an interesting show today.
We do.
We do, because this is one of the viral TikTok foods that, here's the thing. Whenever we do these, like, viral TikTok snacks, they are, without fail, not as good as all the other stuff that we eat,
Obviously.
but they're always the most popular. The shows that we do where we talk about this junk gets way more listens than any of the other shows that we do.
Like the slime lickers.
Like slime lickers, yeah. Like the jelly fruits. And now we're going to do another one.
No, that one was funny because I stained the carpet.
Yeah, that's not funny. I know. I'm looking at it right now. Remember the last time we talked about this and you said you were going to come up and clean that right after the show, and then what happened?
I went on my phone and started mindlessly scrolling.
Yeah, very good. Liz.
What?
That reminds me of today's snack. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Up next on Junk Feud, it's Mochi Ice Cream, Alyssa.
Yeah.
I am actually kind of excited for this because this is not like a dumb TikTok thing that existed but only became famous because of TikTok. This is a thing that actually existed before social media. So, Liz, tell me, what is Mochi Ice Cream?
Ice cream wrapped in a shell made.
Very good. And Alyssa, what is mochi?
So mochi is like a traditional Japanese rice cake made from mochi gome.
Yeah, mochi gome, which is a glutinous short grain rice list that's pounded into a paste that's full of this stuff called amylopectin. Do you know what amylopectin is?
No.
Well, you're a peck, so you should know about amylopectin, right?
I guess.
It's like a fruit starch, right? So it's stuff that's in vegetation. It makes the rice all starchy and gel-like when it's pounded together, and it's sticky and stretchy, and people eat mochi.
What that reminds me of?
What's that, bud?
When you in that like not trend, but making like the homemade slime out of like Starbursts or like.
Oh wow, no,
gummy
that
bears.
sounds gross.
I did that like all the time.
Slime made out of Starburst and gummy bears?
But it's like edible.
Ugh.
So you mix like the gummy bears, and then you mix in like cornstarch, and then you knead it together. That's exactly what it feels like.
Liz, the cornstarch, when it's mixed with water and other things, becomes what? You know the word for this.
Oobleck.
Oobleck, right. What is oobleck?
It's cornstarch and water.
Yeah, specifically, it's a non-Newtonian fluid, Alyssa.
Yeah.
Very good. It's one of those things that, like, if you handle it roughly, it gets really hard, but if you handle it softly, it gets kind of oozy and soft.
Yeah.
Right. Pretty cool. Liz, mochi is a very interesting food because it's a traditional Japanese snack. It's eaten in a lot of different ways, not just mochi ice cream. There's this stuff called daifuku, which is where you like wrap red bean paste inside of a mochi shell. There are mochi donuts and mochi cookies. You can just have a simple, round, white mochi cake sitting in a lightly flavored broth. Lots of people in Japan eat mochi as part of New Year's celebrations, Liz. What do you know about the history of mochi? Anything?
So mochi dates to at least the Kofun period in Japan.
That's the earliest era of recorded history in Japan, as far as I know. Era, that's right. Taylor Swift, not around for the invention of mochi, as far as I know.
There's an archaeological evidence that in the 6th century, around the same time that the earthenware steamers became popular in Eastern Japan, that home cooks began making mochi.
Yeah, so probably people were pounding rice into a gel and then letting it dry and eating it for a long time. But when people started having steamers in their houses, Alyssa, around the time that pottery sort of became popular in Eastern Japan, earthenware steamers, we have some evidence that probably around the year like 500 or so, people were making mochi at home pretty regularly. Liz,
we could make it, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to talk about this. There's lots of different ways that you can make mochi now. It's not just the traditional way. But Liz, what happened in the year 500?
Well,
as you eat more of these Skittles Littles, we have to put these away.
Yeah, you probably should before I eat them all. Wait, I just want like this many more.
This many more.
This many more. Three more.
Three more.
So it was the start of the Middle Ages.
Yeah, more or less. The Kingdom of Essex was founded, Alyssa. Here's an interesting thing. Honeybee hives, not the ones that the bees make, but the ones that people make, were invented in Ireland.
Whoa.
Yeah. The Aylstones Monument was built in Sweden. Alyssa, try this next one. See if you can read that.
Byzantine historian Procopius.
Procopius was born. Liz, when I see the name Procopius, I think of a Nintendo Entertainment System video game called Bases Loaded 2, because the team that I always played had a cleanup hitter whose name was Procop, and then there was a guy right after him whose name was Weir, and these were made-up baseball players. They were not real. But when I see Procopius, I think of Procop, the cleanup hitter for the New Jersey team, and Bases Loaded 2. Anyway, sorry.
And the Chinese mathematician Zhu Chongzi died.
Yeah, Zhu Chongji died in
my fifth grade
somewhere
teacher
around.
Called us multimaticians.
Multimaticians? What exactly is a multimatician?
We were learning how to multiply.
Oh, clever, very clever. Liz.
What?
So we got mochi. It's probably invented, before or around the 6th century or so. And then just a couple hundred years later, it starts to become a really important part of Japanese culture. It is ascribed a certain spirituality, Alyssa. There's this odd legend that arises around this time about, if rich people shoot arrows at mochi cakes, then their fields will become barren as a result of that action. It's kind of an interesting thing. It even makes an appearance, Liz, in the oldest known Japanese novel, The Tale of Genji, fiction, written more than 1,000 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, really. After that, mochi starts showing up in events celebrating the birth of a new child or a marriage, and then later mochi becomes associated with New Year's celebration, the long, chewy strands, Alyssa, of the rice cake symbolizing a long, healthy life. Yeah, there's all sorts of weird traditions around New Year's and the birth of a new year. Your mom's family likes to hold money as the year turns over from New Year's Eve to New Year's Day over midnight. Once the clock strikes 12, they all like to hold cash in their hands because the story goes, if you're holding money at New Year's, you will be prosperous and wealthy in the next year. Think that works?
No.
I don't know about that. Yeah. Liz.
What?
Here's the thing we were talking about. You asked, can we make mochi at home? So there's generally two ways to do it. There is the traditional way of making mochi, and then there's the modern way of making mochi. Would you like to see, Alyssa, a video of traditional mochi making?
Sure.
Because it is bonkers, absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Well, I have actually, and I'm going to show you.
I saw a video of this dude on the street doing it.
You've seen this, right?
And he's doing it so fast.
Yeah, these guys are doing this absolutely fast. It's very amazing. I love it so much. Look at that. So this is in Nara, Japan. We are watching on Great Big Story on YouTube. There is a big green blob of mochi in a big stoneware bowl, like a big mortar. And there are these mochi makers. One guy with a giant mallet, Alyssa, like a Bugs Bunny-sized wooden hammer. And they're absolutely just smacking the living daylights out of this mochi. And then there's another guy, Liz. What is he doing?
He's putting his hand and moving it.
Yeah, he's slapping the mochi in between smacks from this hammer. And he's got a little bowl of water and he's wetting his hand just a little bit. And he's alternating slapping in between strikes of this mallet. And the video has to go in slow motion because these guys are working so fast to pound this. It's basically just rice, just wetted, steamed, sticky rice. Look at that. Slapping and folding while another guy whacks this thing with a hammer.
What happens if their hand gets
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you. What do you think happens?
It goes one hand.
Uh-huh.
The mallet. Boom!
Wow.
Explosion.
Wow.
Hand,
Thank you
his hand,
for that.
Zooms off. And
Liz,
then it just flies.
The mochi makers claim that they can slap a ball of mochi in a mortar 3 times every second.
Oh my gosh. That's...
a third of a second each time, right?
That's 1,500 hits in 1 minute.
Wow. Amazing. You are a multiplication. Liz, traditional mochi, like we said, made very simply. It's just rice that's soaked and then steamed and then mashed in a big stone bowl with a giant wooden hammer. The process is called mochisuki. I'm saying that wrong probably, but maybe pretty close. It takes place at a festival that's hosted between Christmas and New Year's, usually around like the 28th of December. People start making mochi. And like I said, absolutely wild to watch. It almost looks fake. These guys are hitting this thing so fast.
They are.
Now, that's the traditional way. The modern way, Liz, if you want to make mochi at home, well, you just buy a bag of mochi flour and you mix it with water and you microwave it.
Oh.
Yeah, much less fun, right?
Well, I don't think we would be able to do the first one.
No, I don't think we have a hammer big enough.
We have a mallet.
We do have a mallet. We have a small rubber mallet. We actually have my dad's rubber mallet that I took from our old house.
Oh.
Yeah. I just used it the other day. I built a deck box, Alyssa.
What is that?
It's a box that goes on the deck.
For what?
You know, to put stuff in. You know how I was saying, Liz, that I think I have seen the mochi slapping process like at least once before?
Yeah.
Do you know where I saw that? What did you say at the top of the show when we were discussing the Eras Tour and Chris Jericho? Of course, everything is about pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, Liz? This is about wrestling too. Yeah. You know I love pro wrestling. You like it too.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I don't like when you talk about it all the time, though.
Well, I have bad news for you then. Pro wrestling originated in America, Alyssa, but there are 2 other countries where the art form has flourished. Do you know what they are?
Mexico.
Yeah, that's right. One is Mexico. The lucha libre tradition is strong. Have you ever seen Nacho Libre, the movie with Jack Black, where he's a lucha libre wrestler?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic. Encarnacion. It's so good. Maybe guess what we're going to do right after this?
Watch the Eagles.
All right, watch the Eagles game. But later, maybe we're going to
pizza rolls.
Make pizza rolls and then perhaps watch Nacho Libre. I have a Nacho Libre mask, Alyssa, like the one from the movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little bit small. I don't think it would fit me anymore. It'll fit you, definitely. Maybe we'll put a picture of that up on socials of you in the Nacho Libre
But
mask.
they're not allowed to see me.
You'll be in a mask. The mask, Alyssa, is...
Side eye.
Side eye. The mask, Alyssa, in Lucha Libre is the entire spirit and soul of the performer.
It is.
Yeah, that's right. That's why when there's a mask versus mask match, a lucha de apuesta, it's a big deal.
It is.
Yeah. So that's one place where wrestling is popular. Liz, where's the other one?
I can't find it.
What do you think we're talking about today? What country is mochi from?
Japan.
Japan, that's right, where strong style is the king. Alyssa, and there was this guy, one of the greatest Japanese pro wrestlers of all time, the inventor of the burning hammer. Do you know what the burning hammer is?
No.
It's a reverse Death Valley driver, Liz. Think of like John Cena's attitude adjustment, but the guy's flipped over the other way. Lands
Where have I heard
on
Death
his head.
Valley from?
Death Valley,
Yeah.
the hottest place on in the United States.
Uh-uh.
It's a real
Wait.
place, Death Valley.
I need to see. There's like a sign, I remember.
That's where the Undertaker is billed from. Yeah, it's a national park in the desert, Liz. It's just
a
desert.
I learned about this in science last year. That's what it was.
Wonderful.
Yes.
In science class, did they teach you about the inventor of the burning hammer, Kenta Kobashi?
No, they didn't.
No. Well, Kenta Kobashi, in addition to anchoring All Japan Pro Wrestling, along with Mitsuharu Misawa and Toshiaki Kawada and Akira Taue, the 4 pillars of heaven in the mid-1990s, Kobashi invented this spot, they call it, called the machine gun chops. Liz, have you ever seen Kobashi's machine gun chops?
No, I have not.
Oh my goodness. Let me show you this, because you're going to watch this and you're going to think, my gosh, that looks exactly like...
Dad, why were you watching a video of a dude trying Lay's potato chips?
Because YouTube was on autoplay after I just showed you that. Look, see? Those are the machine gun chops, and he's basically doing the mochisuki, the mochi slaps, on a person. It's the same thing.
How does that not hurt them?
It does hurt them. He's slapping the guy as hard as he can, over and over and over and over again, really, really fast. He's not actually happy. He's gritting his teeth as Kobashi is chopping him. And Kobashi, now retired from professional wrestling, of course, but he has given way to another Japanese grappler list. That's Satoshi Kojima, who is starting doing the machine gun chops himself as well.
Whoa.
Yeah, Kojima is quite a character to begin with. He's this big, goofy guy. He just lariats people out of their shoes. Do you know the difference between a lariat and a clothesline, Alyssa?
No.
A clothesline is when you hold your arm out and somebody runs into it. A lariat is when you swing your arm and hit the person.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Anyway,
Dad, do you think I could do it?
do I think you could do the machine gun chops? I mean, you're doing it on the table right now. You can do it to me if you want.
I don't want to hurt.
I don't think you have to worry about that. Not fast enough. You have to have your other arm going too for leverage.
Wait.
No, not like that, you goofball. All right, well, I think you're going to have to go to the Performance Center for a while. Anyway, Liz, I think Satoshi Kojima would love Junk Feud. Do you know
Really?
why?
Why?
Because he loves bread, Liz.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, he's always posting and tweeting about how much he loves bread. He's the leader of the bread club and all
Wait,
that.
he's
It's
still
great.
alive?
Kojima, yeah. Well, Kobashi's alive too. Both of those guys, yeah.
Oh.
They're not that old. Kobashi was wrestling in the mid-90s
Oh.
and into the 2000s as well. He had some great matches against Samoa Joe, for example. Liz, Bread Club, so awesome. Every day, Kojima's tweeting about how much he loves bread and how we're all Bread Club. And it's simple and wholesome and simple and wholesome and sincere, just like this show. We are Bread Club, Liz.
Yeah.
Are you a member of Bread Club?
Sure.
Yeah, me too. Hey, quick, real fast, Liz. Mount Crunchmore, Japanese tag team names. Do you know any Japanese tag teams?
No.
All right, so here's what I think are probably the best 4 Japanese tag team names. Are you ready?
Yes.
Jumping Bomb Angels. Those were girls. Miracle Violence Connection. That's a great one. Probably the best one. The Gorillas of Destiny. That's excellent as well. And the last one was Devastation Corporation. Do you know who the Devastation Corporation is?
No.
Listen to these names. Blaster McMassive, Max Smashmaster, and Liz, Flex Rumble Crunch.
How about the Jacks?
Jacks? I don't know them, actually.
Or the Mad Dogs?
Mad Dogs, of course.
Or
That's fairly simple.
The Nasty Boys.
The Nasty Boys were not a Japanese tag team. They did wrestle in Japan, but they were in the WWF and WCW for a while.
Or the Red Dragon.
Red Dragon, yeah. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. I love Red Dragon. Liz.
What?
Anyway, here's the thing. We were just talking about Bread Club being simple and wholesome. And Liz, speaking of simple and wholesome, people love Mochi Ice Cream because it is simple and wholesome.
And awesome.
That's right. Soft, chewy, creamy, cool. The rice gives it a subtle milkiness that's compounded by the obviously milky ice cream.
Me and Adelia, we used to always eat mochi at her. And her sister would always yell at her if we ate hers.
Shout out to Bella. Yeah. Probably people would get upset if you ate all of their mochi because people like mochi, Liz. It's very subtly flavored. But the real allure is the texture, because it's not really something that you can find anywhere else. It's very singular in that regard. Here's the thing, though, Alyssa. Mochi is older than dirt, like many hundreds of years old, as we've established
older
already.
Than dirt?
That's just a saying.
Oh.
I mean, dirt probably is older than mochi, but you know what I mean. Mochi is so old, Alyssa, that we don't know who actually invented it, but mochi ice cream, Alyssa, just like apple cider donuts, a relatively recent innovation invented by a Japanese-American activist. Her name was Frances Hashimoto.
Oh, I like that. I feel like I hear Hashimoto all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Hashimoto.
Or like something moto.
Something moto?
Yeah.
Like Motorola?
No,
Hello,
like
Moto?
it's something and then moto.
Okay.
It was that word. I was listening. It was on Ant Farm, like the show.
Okay.
And they're like, Hashimoto.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Anyway, Liz, Frances Hashimoto gets credit for inventing the mochi ice cream that we eat today in the 1990s. But as early as the 1980s in Japan, Liz, there was a Korean company called, I think it's called Lotte, Lotte.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
I was talking about a disease.
Well, Hashimoto's thyroiditis is a disease, an autoimmune disease, yes, for sure.
Oh,
Is that what you were referring to?
maybe that one.
Well, anyway, Frances Hashimoto, not related to the autoimmune disease, probably invented mochi ice cream in the 1990s, but in the 80s there was a Korean company called Lotte in Japan, and they were filling mochi wrappers with a sweet ice milk, and they were calling it Yukumi Daifuku, which was a mochi dumpling that you would eat while you were looking at snow on the mountains, Liz.
I just eat snow.
Yeah, well, it was called snow watching mochi. That's pretty interesting. So the idea of wrapping ice cream in mochi at least existed in the 1980s, but the contemporary form of mochi ice cream, of course, credited to Frances Hashimoto because of all the research and development that went into making an actual product that could be manufactured and sold, because it was quite difficult to do that with the textures and temperatures of mochi and ice cream being so different. Liz, do you know anything about Frances Hashimoto?
No.
Well, she was a school teacher in Los Angeles. She took over her family's confectionery list, which was called Mikawaya. It was a little shop in LA's little Tokyo district that opened all the way back in 1910, selling pastries and desserts and treats like that, Liz.
I feel like all of these Japanese words, they all sound so friendly and
Really? Hashimoto, Mikawaya,
Yukumi Daifuku.
Yukumi Daifuku, that's right.
They all sound so cute.
They're there's a very sort of standardized cadence to them with the interplay of the consonants and the vowels, wouldn't you say?
Or like Satoshi Kojima.
Satoshi Kojima. That's right. Lariato. Liz.
What?
Sometime in the early 1990s, Hashimoto's husband, a guy named Joel, had gone on a trip to Japan. And while he was there, he had the red bean paste filled mochi, the daifuku. Mm-hmm. And so he came back and suggested to Frances that she combine the traditional mochi that she would make in the store with ice cream. And so they did. Their first flavor was strawberry, and then they made mango and green tea and red bean after. And pretty soon after that, Hashimoto had settled on an assortment of 7 flavors that became the biggest selling item for their store in like 1993 or 94.
Wait, real quick. What is red bean?
Red bean. It's a bean that's red.
Like flavored?
Well, yeah, like, there's black beans and white beans and red beans. Like we have red beans and rice. Why would they make that a flavor? Well, because there are a lot of red beans, and they mash them up, and they have a little bit of natural sweetness to them and earthiness. But Liz, you have to remember that in lots of other countries, especially further back you go in history, snack foods weren't exactly like they are in the U.S. now, where everything is just so absolutely bombed out with sugar and salt and all that. So a red bean paste inside of a mochi wrapper would be like a nice little treat. Oh. It wouldn't be like you're not having a Snickers bar in the year 500.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the thing, Liz. Like we said, it took 10 years in research and development to perfect the mochi ice cream recipe from Mikawaya. And they used Hawaii, Alyssa, as their first test market. Do you know why?
Why?
Well, because there's a large Japanese population there. And here's the thing that happened, which is really fascinating. In the first 3 months of the release of Mikawaya Mochi Ice Cream, it represented 15% of all ice cream sold on the Hawaiian Islands.
Holy.
Yeah, like of everything, every kind of ice cream, 15% of it was just this brand new mochi ice cream.
Whoa.
And it spread slowly from there. Originally, it was something you could only get in specialty stores like Mikawaya, but since then it has spread to places like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and even standard grocery stores like Acme or Tesco. Liz, speaking of Tesco, do you know why you and your friends like mochi ice cream so much?
Why?
Well, because it was trending. It went viral, Alyssa, not too many years ago. Do you remember this?
Not really.
Okay. Well, Liz, 2 weeks ago we talked about Skittles Shriekers, which were introduced to the market in 2021. Also in 2021, there was a viral TikTok trend in the United Kingdom in January where people were posting about looking for little moons in Big Tesco. Do you know what that means, Liz?
No.
So Little Moons was a UK brand of mochi ice cream. They look like little moons, appropriately so. And Tesco, or Big Tesco, is like a grocery store, Liz, in the United Kingdom. Have you ever been to a Tesco?
I've not been to a Tesco.
Well, it's kind of like a slightly cleaner Walmart, I guess. It's like English Walmart, basically. Liz, once people started posting about looking for little moons in Big Tesco, there were hundreds of millions of impressions on TikTok and a surge in sales for little moons of about 1,400% in Tesco alone.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It's wild. You can still find people tweeting and TikToking and, whatever else socialing about looking for little moons in Big Tesco. And in fact, there was a shortage for a while in 2021. You just couldn't find them anywhere. The company was completely overwhelmed by the demand of people looking for little moons in Big Tesco. So it was sort of like one of those viral snacks.
Yeah.
Liz, here's the thing. We always talk about how disgusting it is to equate virality with junk food.
Yeah.
But in this case, it might be appropriate because just like a virus, Liz, mochi can be dangerous. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah, so we're used to seeing people doing stupid things online in the name of trying to make a viral trend. We've seen people inhaling spoonfuls of cinnamon or jumping off moving boats, or here's this new one, smashing your face with a hammer. Have you seen that one?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, Dad. So cinnamon is, what is it called? Like
hygrophobic.
Is that why it's dangerous?
Yeah, because if you swallow a lot of cinnamon, you can choke on it because it's almost impossible for you to swallow it without inhaling it into your lungs.
Oh.
Very bad, yes. So Liz, here's the thing. Each year, people die eating mochi at New Year's, Alyssa.
Is it off of choking?
It is. It's suffocation via choking. Mochi, especially mochi ice cream, is usually served in pieces that are a bit bigger than bite size. So probably you should take bites, but many people don't. They just stick the whole thing in their mouth. Well, that's smart on your part. And of course, the mochi is chewy and sticky and stretchy, and you really, really have to chew it or else you can choke. And each year, Alyssa, people do choke. And here's the thing. It's mostly Older people. It's always people, not always, but mostly older people, 65 years and up.
You know what happened? So a while ago when we whenever we bought mochi first, I was like eating it in the kitchen and it got stuck in my throat.
Of course.
And I pulled a mom and
yanked it out.
Yeah.
Your mother very famously choked on a mozzarella stick as a child and had a YouTube cheese pull all the way out of her throat.
Yeah.
Shout out to your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Liz, it's so bad every year around New Year's that the Japanese government issues a warning each year around the holidays, reminding people to chew their mochi well. In 2014, Liz, 9 people died after suffocating while eating mochi.
That's 9 too many.
That is 9 too many. It's not my favorite thing about this snack, but Liz, do you know what my favorite part of this show is?
Alyssa reads the ingredients.
Alyssa reads the ingredients. Liz, here's the breakdown of the ice cream ingredients and the mochi ingredients for the Mikawaya mochi, the original. In vanilla, of course.
Okay. Milk, cream, sugar, corn syrup, whey, non-fat dry milk, stabilizer, locust bean gum, guar gum, natural flavor, ground vanilla beans. Mochi dough ingredients are sugar, water, sweet rice flour, egg whites, trehalose.
That's a new one.
And cornstarch.
Yeah, so Liz, that's interesting because we heard that in the 10 years that it took Hashimoto to invent a saleable form of mochi ice cream, they had to modify the recipes for the mochi and the ice cream. And here you can see there are a few additives, stabilizers, corn syrup, for example, in the ice cream, and then a few other things added to the mochi dough other than just the sweet rice flour and water. There's also, of course, sugar and some egg whites and then cornstarch and whatever trehalose is. I have not heard of that. Alyssa, do you know what that is?
No. Wait, what happens if we choke on it on the show?
Well, then no one will ever know because I edit the show. So if we choke and die, this will never be released. Apparently, trehalose is a sugarless, a naturally occurring disaccharide with 2 molecules of glucose. So just some extra sugar. Are you ready, kid?
I am ready, kid. Are you ready, kid?
Let's get to the rules of the game. Junk Feud is a culinary clash to see which treat will be crowned the undisputed champion of snacks. It's a King of the Mountain style battle in which the reigning champ takes on a new challenger each week to see which snack reigns supreme. And Alyssa,
yeah,
the reigning defending...
Ariana Grande, yeah.
Yeah. The reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks is the Wendy's Frosty and Fries list.
It was a sneak attack.
Yeah, big sneak attack. They weren't even on the schedule. They weren't even supposed to be here today.
Wait, what is that from? Again?
That's from Clerks. You've never seen Clerks, have you?
No, I've seen that part.
Of course. Dante complaining that he's not even supposed to be there. I've actually gone to that store, the Quick Check. Fascinating. Liz, today we're trying mochi ice cream. We have with us 4 different flavors of My Mochi brand ice cream. Liz, do you know the history of My Mochi?
No.
Okay, so originally, Mikawaya was distributing mochi ice cream. Here's the thing. Frances Hashimoto had lung cancer. She died in 2012. After that, her family didn't want to keep up with the demands of a growing business, so they sold the recipe and the rights to create their own mochi ice cream. Now, you can still get Mikawaya mochi in stores, but they branched out and they were also sold under a brand called My Mochi. So My Mochi is the same thing as the original mochi ice cream from Little Tokyo in Los Angeles. So, Liz, the Mikawaya store closed in 2021. So now, in your own stores, in your own communities, that's the only place you can get that original mochi ice cream from them.
Yeah.
So, Liz, we've got strawberry, mango, vanilla, and cookie dough. We couldn't find green tea. I really wanted to try green tea mochi ice cream.
We went to 3 stores.
We did. We went to 3 stores today to try to find it. That's a bummer. But, Liz, now it's crunch time.
Crunch time.
We rate our snacks using a tier list from sprinkles to fun dip.
Sprinkles to fun dip.
So snacks can be graded A, B, C, D, or F, with the very best treats earning the elusive S tier ranking. The following contest is scheduled for 1 serving.
1 serving.
And is for the undisputed championship of junk food. Liz.
Yes.
Here we go. I have a cooler here. It's got some ice packs inside. Under the ice packs, we have 4 boxes of My Mochi. I think, Liz, that we should start with strawberry first because that was the original recipe that was invented by Frances Hashimoto.
No, I'm not a big fan of strawberry, as we have talked about.
Strawberry flavor in general or strawberry ice cream specifically?
Both.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Do you like strawberries, just fresh strawberries?
Yeah.
Sorry, when I say the word fast, I say strawberry.
Strawberry?
Strawberry.
That's what I say too. And I'm
Like kind of probably the way my grandfather would say it, strawberry. But when I actually slow down to enunciate, I do say strawberry. I'm not doing that on purpose.
This is what it says. Step 1, chill in the freezer until my mochi num-num time.
Wow.
Step 2, let the mochi ice cream sit a minute or 2. Step 3, sink your teeth into amazeballs.
Amazeballs, wow. In the ad copy on the box. Unprecedented.
This I cannot screw up.
So the box is cute. It's purple and pink. It has these adorable little mochis. You ripped the top off of it perfectly. You're slowly, painstakingly opening now. Liz, inside there's a little plastic tray.
Well,
It probably shouldn't smell like much of anything, right?
You know, it smells like Costco warehouse.
It smells like cold cardboard, like when you open the chillers at Costco, sure. Liz, I'm looking at the side of the box here. It says other ways. It's very squishy, yes. Other ways to my mochi ice cream. It just has some other flavors here. Double chocolate, which we saw at the store today, but didn't get. Sweet mango, vanilla bean, cookies and cream, which we also saw. The green tea and s'mores, which I didn't see, and I would have loved to have. Well, so there's a very satisfying de-masking there as you peel back the cling film on the top of the little tray.
I love how they...
And you, because you have sensory challenges, are enjoying the squishiness of the... Oh, these are very squishy, aren't they?
These are very chalky.
Now, what is the stuff on the outside? That's got to be cornstarch, right?
I thought it was flour.
I think it's probably cornstarch because there was no flour in the ingredients, remember?
I thought it was enriched. Wait.
That would be the rice flour that the mochi is made from.
Ew.
So yeah, there's a little bit of...
Sweet rice flour, same thing.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cornstarch on the outside of this now to make sure that it doesn't stick. Now, Liz, we're going to...
I'm scared.
Take a bite
I
of
don't
these.
want to choke now.
It's like a little jelly ball. You're playing with it like it's Play-Doh, but there's ice cream inside of this. All right, I'm going to take a bite. You're taking a bite.
Ooh, these are good. I like the strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I don't like strawberry.
No, I love strawberry, Liz. I like strawberry ice cream. I like artificial strawberry flavor. I like fresh strawberries, but not all the time. The seeds get stuck in my teeth.
I like fresh strawberries with Nutella, but he can't have that, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Liz, I don't think I've ever had mochi ice cream before. I'm trying to recall. I would have definitely remembered this eating experience.
I think you tried a bite of the vanilla one when I bought them.
Yeah, maybe. This is wild. I mean, if you're unfamiliar with this, probably everybody has had mochi ice cream. So I'm the latecomer here. But the outside is just... I don't know how to describe it. It is soft and chewy and stretchy, like all the things that they say on the box. It's like eating... I don't even know what it's like eating.
It's like eating a ball of slime.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking, Liz. And it's, I think, part of the allure of this. It's like eating a thing from a video game. Like, this looks like something that you would find in a video game and your character would pick it up and snack on it. It's just a cute little ball of dough with some ice cream inside. 80 calories for one of these. Oh. So that's not bad, but these are pretty small. Liz, what do you want to try next? Mango, vanilla, or
mango?
Cookie? Okay.
I love the mango ones.
So here's mango. Mango, not my favorite flavor overall.
I thought you couldn't have mango.
Yeah, I don't know. Mango is like slightly related to some of the tree nuts that I have problems with.
Then maybe you shouldn't try it.
I've eaten mangoes plenty of times, and mango flavored items, and you are smushing these again. So they all look the same. They're all in the same boxes. These are yellow. The strawberry ones were pink.
Okay. Oh, these ones aren't as squishy.
These ones aren't as squishy, she says.
That's what she said.
Ha. I'm slurring my words right now because my mouth is so cold from that one mochi. Here's the thing about these too. You have to eat them fast because obviously ice cream melts and they're a little bit...
I mean, the outside like melts too.
The outside feels like it's melting. I don't know that it actually would. It would squish and stretch, but...
Okay, I got it. Back to the squish.
Yes. I'm watching you like manipulate these things, and it reminds me of when you were very small and you used to sit at the kitchen table with your Rapunzel placemat and like play with slime on the table for hours and hours at a time. All right, I'm going to try one of these mango. My mochi mango. Some good alliteration there. Liz, the words pillowy and creamy are trademarked on the box. How about that? Wow, this is very nice, Liz. It's interesting what they've managed to do here because the mochi itself is so benign and so subtle. It's barely sweet. There's not much flavor to it at all. It would be a very nice traditional treat in another culture. In the United States, it would get lost. But
it's toast.
Yeah, but by coupling it, Liz, with the super sweet ice cream, the thing that people in this market with our palates are used to, there is some real alchemy going on here. This is very nice. I like the mango quite a bit, actually. I might even like this one more than the strawberry.
Let's do vanilla.
Now here's vanilla bean.
I don't understand the difference between vanilla bean and vanilla.
Well, vanilla is something that's flavored with vanilla, and vanilla bean traditionally is something that has little flecks from a vanilla bean inside. That's not that bad. Shout out to Bean the dog, by the way.
Oh,
so these are a little, these look like they were made a little bit more haphazardly than the others. The others were super smooth. These look like they're a little bit lumpy-less.
They're so cold.
It looks like a little dough ball, like if you were going to make a personal pizza.
Oh, that's what it feels like.
It does. It looks and feels, like pizza dough.
It's so cold.
And it's even dusted on the outside with cornstarch.
It's so cold.
That looks like a pizza dough that had flour on it.
It hurts my fingers.
Yeah, these are very cold, obviously. They're ice cream. They're frozen.
I'm going to continue.
None of these really smell like anything, which is kind of a bummer.
The mango one had a little bit.
Yeah, a little like tropicality to it.
These taste very vanilla beany.
Wow, yeah.
These are a lot more vanilla-y than my last batch.
Very vanilla-y here, which I like, of course. There's sort of that weird, like, it's almost effervescence that you get from a really pungent vanilla.
These are good.
Every one of these has been good.
Now I'm scared for cookie dough to screw it all up.
Yeah, the vanilla was very assertive there. That's interesting. All right, last but not least, Liz. The most Americanized of all of the My Mochis, cookie dough, which says cookie dough flavored ice cream with cookie dough pieces and chocolatey chips. Chocolatey chips, Liz. So here's the thing. When something says chocolatey, it means it's not real chocolate. How about that? All right, let's try one of these cookie dough. So here's an interesting thing, Liz.
Ready? I'm going to rip it super fast. Oh. Wow.
Strawberry, mango, and vanilla, each one was 80 calories, Liz. These say very prominently on the front of the box, 90 calories per piece. Each one of the others said it on the back of the box.
Oh, these are good.
Hey, the back of the box.
They look like cookies.
These do look like cookies. They have a sort of a brown mochi on the outside.
I want to start on this side.
So these are all colored to match the flavor inside. You found the one that you like the most?
They melt so fast.
Yeah, and the cornstarch on the outside really goes a long way to keeping these pliable and handleable. Handleable, is that a word? Able to be handled, because otherwise the mochi dough would get super sticky right away. That's why those guys doing the mochisuki have to keep wetting their hands and the dough. Oh, wow.
Very cookie doughy.
Yeah, these are all so good. That same strong vanilla flavor. A big chunk of cookie dough right in the middle of this one, Liz. Liz, I'm going to have a tough time picking between these.
Oh, cold. Whoa.
Well, we just ate a lot of mochi, Liz. I think it's time to hit the bliss point. And in this one, we are going to definitely be testing our skills of assessment because there's a lot going on in these for such a simple, subtle snack. I mean, these are textural marvels. The ability to have that sticky, stretchy, soft, chewy mochi.
Look at my chair.
It's like a big pile of cornstarch on your chair there. With a cool, creamy, smooth ice cream. And each one of those ice creams was well flavored, very distinct. I'm super excited about that. Let's hit the bliss point. What do you think? Let's have your rankings for the 4 mochi flavors that we tried today.
These are good.
You're trying to warm up.
Okay. Strawberry, give it solid B.
Okay, a B flat for strawberry. I agree, actually. B flat for strawberry.
Mango, I think it's a little higher, like a B plus.
Okay, B plus. I would say probably A minus for mango.
And then vanilla, I would also say, actually, I'll put that one at a B also.
B flat for vanilla. Liz, I think I might even go to A flat for vanilla. Yeah, that was really good.
And cookie dough, I'll give it B again.
Cookie dough, a B flat for you. I think cookie dough, probably A minus for me. So
yeah.
So which one was your favorite there?
Mango.
Mango for sure. I think I had vanilla the highest, mango just behind it, Liz, and then cookie dough and strawberry bringing up the rear. These are great, Alyssa. I'm pleasantly surprised by mochi ice cream. This is one of the rare occasions, I think, where the viral treat lives up to its billing.
Yeah.
I actually understand people wanting to go out of their way to go find little moons in the Big Tesco. I'm impressed, Liz. What do you think? Does Mochi Ice Cream, the viral sensation of 2021, Mochi, the viral sensation of the year 500 AD, does it have what it takes to defeat the Wendy's Frosty and fries? Fries dipped in the Frosty, the reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks.
Okay, so personally, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, Mochi is
These were good.
Good.
Good show today.
I'm impressed. I really am impressed for something that I either have never had or had once before and it left so little of an impression on me that I didn't remember it. Liz, I would like pop by the freezer every once in a while probably and pull out a Mochi and have one.
Yeah.
A little My Mochi ice cream. Yeah. How about that? But unfortunately today, Alyssa, your winner and still reigning defending undisputed champion of snacks
is
the Wendy's Frosty and Fries, for sure.
I feel like if the Mochi, actually, well, there's no comparison to them. But what I was talking about is the Wendy's Frosty and Fry, like they had the salty and sweet combo.
Yeah.
And that's just what pulled off. Like she strutted her stuff.
So Liz, what do you think about this? What if there was a Wendy's Frosty flavor of Mochi ice cream, like a light chocolate? We saw double chocolate in the store today. What if there was light chocolate Mochi?
Probably not that good.
What if you could take a bite of the light chocolate Mochi and then dip a Wendy's fry in it? It wouldn't be the same, but it would be interesting at least. Hey, speaking of interesting, no Oreo rule today.
That's okay.
Yeah, still waiting on those holiday Oreos to come out.
Look.
Liz, you made a heart out of the Excelsior from the package there. Very nice. Good job. Speaking of good job, Lissa, each week we ask a very important question. I don't know what that has to do with good job, but can you deep fry this week's snack? Will it deep fry?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's ice cream. People love fried ice cream. People love mochi ice cream. Alyssa, so why not mochi fried ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of recipes online for battered fried mochi ice cream. Some of them, even in keeping with the cultural theme, are using the Japanese tempura technique list. So there's some nice synergy there. You could have a tempura fried mochi ice cream.
That sounds good.
It does, doesn't it? Of all those flavors today, which one do you think would do the best with the fried ice cream concept?
Probably just vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla probably would be number one. I think strawberry might do a good job there. We've had some of that Van Leeuwen.
Dad, there's cornstarch all over you.
Really? Oh no!
It's like a perfect circle.
Did I look like the Joker doing his makeup?
Yeah.
Liz.
What?
I was saying we had the Van Leeuwen cornbread and strawberry jam ice cream, so that's probably a little bit similar, like a sort of a fried doughy, golden fried doughy thing with some strawberry flavor onto it. Anyway, Liz, it's time to check out the back of the box, a weekly segment where we play a little game. You said you were excited about this one. This week's segment is Snack to the Future.
On Snack to the Future, we use foresight techniques to envision the future of snacking.
Very good. Great read there, kid. Liz, Back to the Future 2 has one of the most iconic visions of the future, one that we never really saw come to fruition, by the way, because after all, Back to the Future 2 was set partially in 2015, Alyssa, which is a year that has come and gone, and we never got real hoverboards or real self-lacing shoes, except for that one Nike limited edition experiment. Liz, here's the thing, though. There were two things in the 2015 segments of Back to the Future 2 that I think are relevant to our show today. The first is that Marty works for a big Japanese corporation.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
He gets fired via fax machine. Liz, the movie came out in 1989, and in the late 90s, in the late 80s, Japanese culture was sort of in ascendancy.
1989.
Yeah, shout out to Tay-Tay. That's right. And you in your Eras tour outfit. Liz, I was saying in the late 80s, Japanese culture was sort of in an ascendancy in the U.S. It was driven in parts by perceptions of the advancements in Japanese technology. People were like driving Japanese cars and buying Japanese stereos, and Japan's economy was riding high as a result. So high, in fact, that many people in the United States, Liz, thought that we would be subjugated in a way to Japanese economic interests. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, well, it turned out that that big market there was a real estate and stock bubble that crashed pretty hard, but you can still see some of the echoes of this in movies from the era, like Back to the Future 2, or pretty much like the entire cyberpunk genre. Here's the other thing, Liz. In 2015, Jennifer, Marty's wife, makes a dehydrated Pizza Hut pizza in a Black & Decker countertop rehydrator. Have you seen this?
No.
Check this out. Look, I'll show it to you right now. It's this little silver foil packet that she's got. It's got the Pizza Hut logo emblazoned on the outside. It's a little tiny pizza. She puts it on a big silver tray, pops it into the hydrator, pushes the button, says, hydrate level 4 or whatever. And then there's a flash, and she opens the door. And look, it's a fully cooked giant pizza for the whole family.
That's not...
Green peppers and pepperoni. Pretty amazing, huh?
Work?
How does that work? Well, I mean, in the context of the movie, they were saying it was all the moisture had been pulled out of the pizza. It was dehydrated, and that box was rehydrating it. And also, at the same time, Marty's wearing 2 ties, Alyssa. That was one of their guesses at what future fashion would be. 2 ties at the same time instead of 1.
Oh.
So, Liz, here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's the future.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the future?
Yeah.
What new kitchen appliance do you think we'll be using to make food in the future? We have, Alyssa, we have microwaves and air fryers and sous vide circulators now, all very science-y. So what's next? What do you think? If you had to make future Alyssa food, what kind of experimental device do you think you would want in your kitchen?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So you've got this box, right? But it's not just any box. It's
Okay.
It's like a size of this. Oh, like what is this? 11 and a half, something like that.
You're referring to your computer screen, sure.
Inches, yes. So it's about 11 and a half inches wide.
Okay.
About however long that is tall, like 8 inches maybe?
It's about the size of a computer.
Yes, roughly about the size of a computer.
A mid-range laptop, sure.
And it has it's a full box. Yeah.
Okay.
And so in one side, it's like the before, but like after. Like you can do anything with it. And
Okay.
in the front of it, on the front of the square, it's this little screen. And it is this robot girl named Zumi.
So it's a box with a screen and an artificial intelligence inside called Zumi.
Yes.
Go on.
And Zumi is like, oh, hello. What would you like to eat? Okay?
She talks like Max Headroom.
Yeah. And so what you do is Zumi can think of anything you're thinking. Like if you're just like, so say I said, I want a taco. So you would say, Zumi, read my mind. And then you put your hands on the 2 little handprints on the top of Zumi. And you're like, Zumi, read my mind. And then Zumi goes, oh, yes, taco. And then you take your hands off, and then out of the top, in the middle, in between the 2 handprints, in the middle, there's a circle. And
stop hitting your microphone.
I can't.
You were so excited. You're like clobbering everything in the studio.
And in the middle, the taco will just pop out. And then it'll land right in your mouth.
So this is a box that through your handprint reads your mind and makes whatever food you want.
Yeah.
Liz.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
The Zoomy-Run. The Zoomy-Run.
Zoomy-Rin, okay.
63.
The Zoomy-Rin 63, which reads your mind through your palm and has a friendly AI with a bit of a stutter that makes you whatever food you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you want to hear something funny?
What?
There are at least 2 science fiction properties, Liz, that you may be familiar with, that have done almost exactly the same thing.
Really?
In Star Trek, there was a food replicator. I mean, a replicator in Star Trek is just a box that makes things. But specifically, they were used to make food through bio-waste and other recycled materials.
Oh.
So you would just like have a little box that would make you whatever food you wanted in Star Trek. Also, Alyssa, in the film, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, based on the very popular novel by Douglas Adams, there is a device that Zaphod Beeblebrox brings to Trillian that will read your mind through your tongue to tell whatever you are craving, and then it will magically make that for you.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty fascinating. I think she gets some tea out of the box there.
Some tea?
Some tea, that's right. Liz.
What?
All this talk about the future has made me a little bit thirsty. Guess what?
What?
It's a secret snack down, Alyssa.
Jizzle.
A secret snack down from the future.
Oh, yeah.
Liz, I say it's from the future because in my hand right here, I have a bottle of Coca-Cola Y3000. Do you know what this is, Liz?
No.
This is the newest Coca-Cola Creations, and it says that it is soda that is futuristic flavored, Coca-Cola has invented soda that tastes like the future.
Uh-oh. The pressure. Crazy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. Here's the thing. You said there was an artificial intelligence inside the Zoomirin 63 that would make your food for you. Coca-Cola claims that they developed the formula for this new Y3000 beverage using an artificial intelligence. Are you ready to try it? Would you like me to open it so that you do not spray the studio with sticky brown gunk? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think it smells like?
Wait, hold on. It smells like a chlorine pool.
A chlorine pool, she says. I don't get that. I do get a super sweet odor from this. Listen, you know what it smells like to me?
What?
Do you know the Haribo gummy cola bottles?
That's what I was thinking.
It smells like that. It smells like candy that's cola flavored. All right, take a swig, kid. Let's see what you think. Now, we've had a lot of these Coca-Cola creations before. It tastes like Haribo cola gummies?
Yep, like exactly.
Wow. Yeah, it does. I mean, there's a little bit, hang on. There's a few different layers to this. There's like a little bit of a citrus note up front. Then there's something sort of like cloyingly sweet, almost marshmallowy in the middle. And then on the back end, there's sort of like, I don't know, like a deep sticky note almost, like something syrupy. And you say all that put together tastes like cola gummies, like sour cola gummies. I think it does too. That's pretty wild. What do you think? Do you like the Y3000? I don't think I can drink 20 ounces of this.
Definitely.
No. We're going to have to give this to your mom and see what she thinks about it.
Yeah.
Liz.
What?
Real quick, score for this one.
Like a B flat.
B flat? Wow, the same as the mango mochi?
Oh, maybe like a
Or the same
B
as the vanilla mochi? Yeah, I think so too. This is like a...
Not bad, but...
Yeah, it's like a B minus to me. Somewhere between a C plus and a B minus.
Yeah.
C plus half? Did we invent a new...
C plus 0.5.
C plus 0.5. Yeah, I'm actually very curious to see what your mom thinks about this.
Your mom.
Here's something wild. 240 calories per bottle of Y3000. That's like the same as almost all of the mochi that we ate today. Hey, I feel good about this show, Liz.
Me too.
I think it was excellent.
I'm going to crash.
You're going to have a sugar crash right now?
Uh-huh.
Well, you should have taken that nap. Like I said, you were up too late partying with Tay-Tay. Anyway, I said, I feel excellent. You are not in excellent condition, Liz. But this podcast should reach you in excellent condition. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. If you've got a question for us, you can write to the address on the label. That's junkfeudpod@gmail.com. Liz, any final thoughts before you fall asleep on your microphone? Well, this podcast has contained your recommended daily allowance of fun. For more, go to X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, or wherever you choose to be social, and find us at Junk Feud Pod. You can watch fun-sized reviews on YouTube, buy our merch on TeePublic, and don't forget to catch all the snaction each and every week wherever you listen to podcasts. Until we see you again, for Alyssa, I'm Mike.
Hasta lasagna.
Don't get any on ya.
Bye.